Sound.
You need to remember to be like more fun.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Nailed it. There we go. And
welcome back to the Morning Toast. I'm Kirk Hawkins.
I'm Jessie Daye.
And today we're talking about Airbnbs.
Yeah.
You're very well Airbnb'd, I feel like.
Well, Airbnb. I love a good Airbnb. I'm going to be honest with you. Do you Airbnb?
I haven't very often.
Really?
I actually tend to like hotels a little bit more than Airbnb sometimes. And that's coming from you.
And that's coming from me, who loves a good hotel.
Who does love a good hotel. I'm really excited to introduce our guest to you coming up in a moment. What's interesting about Courtney is she's a best-selling author, she's a news anchor, and now she's she's one of my colleagues and closest friends at KTLA, but she's now a very successful Airbnb owner.
I know, that was surprising. You told me that.
She's got a method that I think will be really informative and really interesting for people that have thought about dabbling into that. Plus, it'll just be fun to introduce the two of you.
Yeah, she seems really fun. If she's a friend of yours, she's a friend of mine.
It's true.
That sounded creepy.
But it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be.
So let's...
Who is this girl coming in on my best friend? That's what I meant to say.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
That's the true Jessie, I know. Just kidding.
She's blonde too?
Right. What? I have a type. What can I say? Welcome back. My bestie, Courtney Friel, is now joining my other bestie, Jessie.
You're in bestie heaven.
Yes.
Everyone's here today.
So many besties. It's been great, and so many lessons to share. I was talking before the break about when we bought your first property, the Zen Den.
Zen Den.
Why do you
in
call it
Running
Zen
Springs,
Den?
California.
Yes.
I just wanted a bohemian, Buddha, calming, relaxing vibe, and I liked that name.
Running Springs is number one, but number two, Lake Gregory, she has Moroccan mountain magic.
And Crestline.
So do you use
A hidden gem.
Yes.
these names as the title?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, it's all part of the formula. And one of the biggest parts of the formula is the location and the views, I think, too, right?
That's what I was looking for, because aside from the decorations in my Airbnbs, it's the view.
Oh, we're going to get to the
both
decorations.
places.
Yeah.
One of the cabins has the city lights down below and the mountains, but the other one has the forest and the beautiful lake with the snow-capped mountains and the sunset. So really at both places, it wouldn't even matter what it looked like inside, because the outside is where it's at to have your coffee and be above the clouds a lot of times. It's like a hotel. So I really put a lot of love into every single corner, and that is noticed by the guests in the reviews. And that's how it stands out from other places, because a lot of cabins up there are just like old and dark and dusty.
Oh, they all have green carpet,
and the
like green shag.
investor people think, oh, we'll just throw in furniture and charge whatever. But people do want to stay at cute places, and they'll return if it's a cute, clean place. So at Zen Den, which was my first one, I've had a lot of repeat customers already.
There's affordable ways that you came up with a lot of this decor from what is it you talk about, like Googling and Pinterest, and then
to come up with like a basically a design plan? Are they different? Are they
I
different
feel
from each
like
other?
in Southern California,
Yes.
the properties itself, like in Southern California, everything's so expensive. But in the San Bernardino Mountains, which is where my two cabins are, they're like the lowest house prices that you can get. So that's helpful. But then I've always been a budget person, and I love going into Ross or Home Goods or Marshalls and finding cute things that are on clearance or whatnot. And my inspiration, I would just start a Pinterest page, and once you pick an outside patio area that you like, then it suggests other things. So you just save them, and I would kind of like recreate things that I saw on there, or just, I'm a big Instagram moment person. And so if you can come up and take a photo while you're at the place, I have the neon signs with the walls.
And that probably plays a big role in like getting new guests, right? Is putting it on social media?
That's really how it all came about. I had never even booked an Airbnb myself, and I knew nothing about the mountains. And I was just looking for a place, an affordable place to take my kids for a couple days before school started. And I saw this really cute cabin. And I knew nothing about like the towns of like, oh, Arrow Bear doesn't rent as well as Running Springs. I knew nothing about that. I saw this little place. It was called the Lazy Loft. It looked so cute. And it was like $135 a night or something. So I'm like, we're going there. And I had all these things I had to take pictures of, like things I was, I don't know, promoting or whatever that
you put on social.
Yeah. So I literally like brought my tripod and my ring light and everything, and I would change outfits, and I did like 5 different photo shoots in different corners of the house, just so you have a different background. And then my husband was like, we could probably do something like that. And at the time, Kirk was kind of looking in that area as well, and you were real estate.
I was looking in Joshua Tree too.
It happened.
I remember that Joshua Tree.
It happened so fast. I had keys pretty much from like the start of when I went to that place. Within 1 month I had keys to that house.
And did you have to do construction on that property? Because I looked there actually quite a bit, and a lot of the places are, like you said, run down. They are old, super run down.
This one was okay. I did do painting because the dark wood, like one of the easy ways to redo it is just to paint it white to brighten it up. But we had other issues, like we had to do the sewer line, the gas line, and like
some more structural stuff.
Right.
The expensive stuff.
But generally, like at least the aesthetics of it were in really good condition.
Yeah, but looking back, I probably wouldn't, even though that house is amazing, I didn't realize that for permitting with San Bernardino County, you have to have a parking spot has to be 9 feet by 19 feet.
Right.
So I was only granted one spot, which means you can only have 4 people in there. So even though I put all these bunk beds and stuff, I didn't get a permit.
See, these are things that you wouldn't think
and
of. And
also now what I know, like the fact that you have to go down into, at least it didn't have a big driveway, but the more steps you have, that's more you have to plow and have a crew shovel. So with my next house, it's great. You just like drive right up and literally the door is right there. My Zen Den is constantly booked, so that's good. That's kind of operating itself. But then the second house, which is another piece of advice, like I really love the mountains. I love escaping LA. I love the clean air. I love just like walking around the lake. I love the town. I love all that. So I'm trying to escape up there like twice a month. So we'll use the house as well.
Right.
More than.
So if you think like you're going to be using the house, and then the times you're not there, you want to like rent it out on Airbnb, like that's probably that makes the most sense.
So it's also a life investment, financial investment, and a life investment.
Yeah.
Kind
There are a lot of people, they ask me about it, like, oh, I know a guy right now who wants to get a property up there, and he's like, so if I, how many nights, like if I rent out 28 nights a week for $200 a night, and I was like, you're not going to get that.
No.
Sorry, you're not.
There's only 4 weekends
Especially
a month.
if you want, like, if you're not going to do like a lot of upgrades to make it amazing. Like people don't want to stay at a dingy old cabin and your budget's like $300,000. You're going to get some like really, really old, gross place with no view.
They want those memorable moments.
No, and I always do like, what's the least amount I would make? Like I try not to be like, I could rent it for 28 days, or like, when I sell
like
a home, I'm like,
a month.
right, what's the lowest number I would sell it at? Just to make sure like you're not in over your head. And if it does go south, you're like, okay, this is what I would make.
We like to play a game called What's Your Jam? Since this is the morning toast.
Sounds good.
Are you ready to play?
Just a couple questions.
Courtney and I love carbs.
Who doesn't?
Exactly. So I felt like the first question that we should do is what's your favorite carb?
Pasta. Olive Garden. Growing up in the Philadelphia suburbs, all of our memories, all the birthdays, graduations, it was at the Olive Garden. So it's like a comforting,
same in Colorado.
That's amazing.
thing as well.
Okay. Are you a multiple pillows on the bed kind of girl, or standard 2-pillow?
There's lots of pillows.
Yeah.
And lots of pets.
Lots of pillows, lots of pets. I have lots of blankets too. You seem like a 1 pillow.
Yes.
I found it. My mom told me to put it on the couch kind of guy.
I do have like maybe 6 pillows and it's just me. So a little curveball for you.
Curveball.
But are they just regular white ones? Or
They're like
decorative?
They're like blue.
There's only 2 decorative and then the rest are like regular. But I like to have them kind of like all around. So I like am surrounded by pillows.
Oh, you
It's my
like fluff them
favorite.
up and like position them?
Kind of, yeah.
Spoon
if
it.
I'm sleeping by myself, I like wrap around a pillow.
Aww.
Not to reveal.
You little spoon the pillow.
Yeah, exactly.
Should we get into this?
I'll hold this for the therapy discussion.
Okay.
Target, Home Goods, But I think your answer is going to be Ross, if you can only choose one forever.
I was thinking about this, and I mean, home goods would be great if I was a professional decorator all the time. But for life needs, I think Target has
interesting.
the most. But I love Ross. I got engaged at a Ross.
Yes.
Really?
For real. Yes.
My husband proposed to her there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not necessarily my choice, but his...
Was this random or thought out?
Show. Well, I will say this. I was
out.
very surprised, and they decorated the bedding aisle. And I'm always in there and was like, I got engaged in the bedding aisle.
It was the coolest thing ever.
My parents and my kids, everybody and friends, like, kind of came out at the end.
Oh, that's
I was just like, what? But I was literally like, oh my God, did we just get engaged at a Ross?
Ross even sent her some swag.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
They sent me a $100 gift certificate and a Mr. and Mrs. cup.
Oh, that's sweet.
And they follow me on Instagram.
See, and that's all you want.
So maybe
it's a true love
maybe
story.
Ross. I would be sad if I could never go on one again.
Right. No, exactly. Now, all three of us love to travel. What's your bucket list travel destination? Bucket list, because you're thinking about...
I mean, right now I want to go to Hong Kong. I haven't been there. I would love to do Cape Town at some point in South Africa.
But even domestically, you want to go to Mount Rushmore.
Yes, I do. Ever since I was a little girl, I don't know why I've wanted to go to South Dakota. So I'm probably just going to have to go by myself in the next few weeks and be like, hey, President!
I actually want to go with her, but we're trying to coordinate schedules.
Yes. And
What's your bucket list?
Apparently you have to worry about fog. Like, what if you're only in town for one day and it's freaking raining and foggy?
Yeah.
What's your bucket list?
I think like a combination of Australia and New Zealand.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
You've never
What about
been?
you?
I want to do Iceland. I really wanted to go to Iceland. Yeah, I've never been.
You did the whole like outdoor springs thing, I think, in Iceland before.
Yes, because it's got all of
You in the Blue Lagoon?
the geothermal spas.
Yeah.
I was there for 3 days and I went to 4 geothermal spas.
Oh, how cool.
You can slide into her DMs at Courtney Friel on Instagram.
Yes.
Or, and ours as well, we'll make the connection for you. The Morning Toast on Instagram. We're also themorningtoast.tv. And of course,
True.
Jessie
I'm Jessie
Daye,
Jane
Kirk
Daye
Hawkins.
and Kirk G. Hawkins.
And we hope you have a great day.
See you next time.